Okay, classe, so you're going to see some more of these videos hopefully in the future. I've got a new screen recording software ready to go, and hopefully these will be a little bit more helpful, especially for people who miss class or are missing class for longer periods of time. So I'm going to explain now the Ciudad Mante activity that you're doing in class today. Ciudad Mante, just to be really clear from the start, is a city in Mexico. We're learning about this to prepare for our upcoming book Tumba, which will take place in Ciudad Mante, or at least partially take place there. So once you've opened this activity, and of course you've clicked on the video that should be linked there by now that you're watching, I'm going to go through quick how to do these steps. If you want a fast version of this, you can actually change the speed of this video. If you click on the gear icon on the bottom, I think, right of this video, and change the playback speed to 1.5, you'll see me talk and explain things a whole lot faster. So feel free to do that. So what you're going to be doing is on the second slide, following these directions here, on that next slide or second slide, you're going to type at least 6 complete sentences in Spanish to compare and contrast Ciudad Mante with your own city, and you're going to use these 3 resources right here to help. Ciudad Mante, quick information, a little video, and then a Google Earth exploration. And then you're going to use the text box feature on that next slide to add information. So again, maybe I need to reread at this point, 6 complete sentences in Spanish, comparing and contrasting. So on the left, we have our diferente and Ciudad Mante, so things that are different or like specific to Ciudad Mante that you're going to learn about. On the right are diferente in mi ciudad, things that are different in your city. You'll have a blank spot here. Go ahead and put in whatever city you live in. I live in Plymouth, so that's what I chose to do there. And then in the middle are going to be things that I'm noticing that maybe I have in common with this place in Mexico, which might be kind of interesting. Notice it says that you must have at least 1 sentence in each of the 3 sections, but 6 sentences total. So I need to have 1 sentence just about how Ciudad Mante is different than my city, 1 sentence about how my city is different than Ciudad Mante, and then in the middle, 1 sentence that I'm noticing where things are similar. Then you need 3 other sentences to get to your 6, and you can put them wherever you notice that things are maybe similar or different. So it's okay if you have 1 sentence about Ciudad Mante only and how they're different from 1 sentence about my city, and then maybe in the middle you've got your other 4 whole sentences because you're noticing a lot of similarities. So the first link is just it's a really short, quick explanation kind of what Ciudad Mante is. Again, a city in Mexico, but also kind of where it is and what this like shaded area is. You don't have to answer any of the questions, just take a quick look at it. Second is this video. In class, we actually wrote down what images we saw in the video. I see you need to update the link so that it doesn't start at 45 seconds. Yep. I would start it from the beginning. And then the most important one, so if you've been not paying attention, come back to me, the Google Earth. Here's why. The Google Earth is where you get to really explore, I would say, most what's similar and different. Throughout looking at these 3 things, feel free to start filling this in. One quick thing, you cannot do super obvious stuff. Like you can't say Ciudad Mante is in Mexico and my city's in Minnesota. Try to find more interesting and specific things. So when I click on the Google Earth, again, the Google Earth link here, it's going to bring me to show where it is here in Mexico. Should look really similar to this map, right? Okay, yeah, it's in like the northeast area of Mexico. Same with the state that it's in, which you should have read about. Or will have read about, Tamaulipas. And then here's what I need you to do. I need you to scroll or zoom in. If you have a touch screen, I honestly actually think touch screen works better for this activity. You can just pinch basically until you get decently close, like about this close. You can also pause this video as needed to zoom in and out. And then here's what I really need you to do. Grab this little person in the bottom right corner you should see of my screen of this video. This little yellow guy here, browse Street View Images, and drag him somewhere. Again, a touch screen works well for this because you can literally just drag him. You'll notice the streets become blue. I'm going to drop him somewhere randomly in the middle of Ciudad Mante. As you can see here, this is Ciudad Mante. And I'm going to explore. And that's, I think, one of the best ways to kind of get to know what this town is going to be like. That's from our book, but also to compare and contrast your own. So like right away I notice maybe, if I'm being honest, it looks less clean, or at least it looks much more beat up, much more hodgepodge, like a lot of different things from a lot of different, a lot of different colors and materials, lots of wires, really thin streets, lots of cars. But go ahead and just keep clicking around. Again, touchscreen works great for this. Moving the camera around. You can even back out in the top left, and you might notice some interesting, I'm gonna see if I can find the ones that showed up before out here. These 3 dots, like way out here, which I would still consider part of the city, so you're just kind of checking out surrounding areas. You can drop your person there and be like, oh, so they have a country area too. Looks like they grow crops. That's something I have in common. Maybe just in Minnesota in general, instead of just my city. Kind of whatever you feel that you can make sense out of. Maybe I'll change the direction so it says not just my city, but like my city and state or something like that. So what are some similarities and differences that you can find when you're doing that? And then lastly, on that second slide, some verbs. So you're importing text boxes from right here, right? Whoops, I actually click on it. You just draw a text box. I would maybe make it smaller if you feel that you need to fit everything. This is where we're going to start to make a few sentences. I don't actually even need full sentences. I guess it says complete sentences now, but I'll get rid of that. Really, it's just any information that you notice. So maybe I notice that there's a lot more, I don't know, the streets are narrow. That's something we would maybe have to end up looking up. I will say at this point, because I'm really trying not to use online translators too much. That would be fine for at home, but in class, I think we'll probably go through some of that together to help people out. Maybe we'll just make a list of what we notice first. But personally, I use SpanishDictionary.com. I really think it gives the best options. Calles estrechas, yep, is one of the ones I would use. And then maybe here I need like wide. So maybe I'd have to look that up. Spanish Dictionary does a good job of doing full phrases, like wide streets and narrow streets, if it isn't frozen, I guess. But you can always still look up streets and then wide and try to kind of put it together yourself. Okay, either way. So do 6 total. Again, you need at least 1 in each. And yeah, be careful with some other things, like if you're talking about what's happening in a separate place out of your own place, you might be doing different forms of verbs. Same with the middle. You might be using stuff like nosotros, we have, nosotros tenemos. Yo tengo, maybe I have, or mi ciudad tiene. Just be kind of aware of some of those smaller things, but you don't need to do full sentences at this point. I'm going to go ahead and change that. And that's all. Let me know if you have any questions, concerns. Schoology message, text message, email, any of those will work.